Hello, good morning. How are you? I hope you are good. So today we have a new lesson. Okay, that's talking about the land called Nubia. The land called Nubia. Okay, firstly, before I start, you have seen the map. Okay, so here, that's as you see now, here Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt, and here is from there Nubia. Okay, and all the part. Okay, so here does something called Kush civilization. Okay, so let's start now. The land called Nubia. The first word or the first point, the ancient land known as Nubia, stretched along Nile River from the southern border of Egypt to the city of Khartoum in Sudan. So here you have to focus on, okay, from whom to where? From the southern border of Egypt to city of Khartoum in Sudan. Okay, so here is where is Nubia location? Okay, or where is Nubia is located? Okay, from the southern border of Egypt to the city of Khartoum in Sudan. It was the ancient Nubia that in about 2000 before Christ, the Kush civilization began to develop. The Kush civilization began to develop. Okay, so here now what's called civilization has been developed in Nubia. It's called Kush civilization. Kush civilization, again, it's a question. Okay, that's in what the civilization that had began to develop in Nubia. What's called civilization? Called Kush civilization. Okay, after that, okay, just a minute. Okay, now, okay. Here's the next part. It's called because the Egypt. Because Egypt. Yeah. Because Egypt and Nubia were neighbor lands, the people of each place adopted some of the ideas and the costumes of the other. Of course, because we are neighboring, okay, Nubia and Egypt, of course, both of them has affected with each other. The geography of two lands couldn't have been more different because they share the same plants, okay, or they are next or are they are neighbors in the same plants. So here, that's unlike the Egyptians, most Nubians lived along on the Nile, okay, or alongside the Nile. So here, this the Nubian lived along Nile River. Also, the same Egyptians were uh, or the Egyptians living or were lived in the long side of the Nile. And the last part, that's in the Nile, is the main source of water. The Nile is the main source of water. So here, that's in the main source, of course, you have the biggest river in the world. So here, that's in you have the main source of water. After that, we have wealth of resources. Long before the Kush civilization formed, the Nubians, Kung civilization or Kush civilization formed Nubians. Okay, and the Nubians and established agricultural communities in the region. While most Egyptians worked as farmers, many Nubians chose to be cattle herders. This is very, very, very important. Actually, very important so much. Okay, so here that's it. Try to underline it. While most Egyptians worked as farmers, many Nubians to be what? Cattle herders. Cattle herders. Okay, so what does mean cattle herders? This means she has cows and goats. Okay, and try to use their milks, okay, their meat. Okay, so here that's when most Egyptians were worked as farmers, but Nubians were cattle herders. So here that's when cattle owners were often in the richest and the most powerful people in Nubia because, of course, you can trade. You can trade all of these herders or cattle, so you can trade with these cattle and get a lot of money. Therefore, the Nubians were the richest and most powerful people in Nubia. These herders were pastoral animals who moved their herds from place to another place with the seasons. With the seasons. Okay, so here that's in herders, pastoral nomads. Nomads just mean they need to play, they need to move from place to another place. After that, now listen, only a small number of Nubians were farmers. Only a small number of Nubians were farmers. So here he wants to emphasize, or he wants to tell you that most of the Nubians were cattle herders. Most of the Nubians were cattle herders. Okay, that within Nubian's rocky lands were many resources, including copper and gold. Including copper and gold. So you have to focus. Okay, copper and gold. Okay, so like the Egyptians and other peoples, Nubians used to clay the craft pottery. Okay, used the clay to craft pottery. Okay, after that we have a new lesson. Okay, not no 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 no. Sorry, that's not a new lesson, but in here that's in a new part. Okay, a new part. So now we have Nubian trade. Nubian trade. So Nubian trade or Nubian's location between North Africa and Southern Africa made it an ideal trading center. Okay, made it an ideal trading or ideal trading center. Okay, so here from the south, Nubians imported the same thing they have traded, like ivory, spices, feathers, and gold. All of these parts they are imported. Imported here doesn't mean get from the outside. Get from the outside. They then export or send out these same items to the north. So here you just are delivered from place to other place. So here that's called uh, import and export. Okay. So here that's in the word export when you try to sell. Okay, export, but import when you need to buy. Import this mean buy what? Buy ivory, spices, feathers, and gold. Okay, after that we have something called the freedom and reconquest. As an Egyptian control of Nubia didn't last long. Yeah. So Egyptian control to Nubia didn't last long. After that, at the same time, powerful kingdom arose in the southern Nubia. Okay, so and began to drive Egyptians out of Nubian lands. Drive, drive, drive the Egyptians out Nubian lands. So here the theme Egypt has taken Nubia, but there were a strong king, okay, had taken or drive the Egyptians out of Nubian lands. So here after that we have okay, just a minute, the ancient Egyptians called the New Kingdom Kush. Ancient Egyptians called the New Kingdom Kush. Historians today call it the Kingdom of Kerma, Sudan is today. So here doesn't he just want to tell you that's in as Sudan today. Okay, that's in Kingdom Kush. After that, Kushites, the people who live in Kushites, had regained their freedom from Egypt, had regained from freedom from Egypt. So here the same period wasn't as good for the Egyptians, since especially since the Hyksos controlled northern Egypt. So here the same control, okay, the same Hyksos controlled the Lower Egypt. Okay, and after that, the control of power drove the Hyksos out of Egypt. Okay, so here this I think this was clear enough. Okay, after that, they tried to move into to keep the Egyptians from invading his kingdom. The Kushite king decided to become support auto Hyksos. He means here, in this part, he means that in his kingdom, the Kushite king decided to become supporter of the Hyksos. Okay, so here that's in Kushite, he tried to make a flame and try to add the benzene to the fuel and making a strong struggling in the Egypt. So he decided to become supporter of the Hyksos. Okay, to support the Hyksos on Egypt or over Egypt. So here that's in Egyptians regained their lands and destroyed Kush's capital city of Kerma. Okay, so here that's in Egyptians regained their land. That's mean regained their lands. They restored their lands, okay, and destroyed the Kush capital city of the Kerma. Following their military successes, the Egyptians claimed control of much of Nubia. The Egyptians claimed control of much of Nubia. So here that's an under Egyptian rule. Okay, rule. The Kushites were encouraged to become much like the Egyptians. Okay, so here that's an the Kushites were encouraged. Okay, or they have the positive energy encouraged to become much like the Egyptians, and many Kushites adopted Egyptian writing, costumes, and ways of dressing. Okay, so here I think that we have finished. Okay, we have finished this chapter. Okay, listen, I think this is so easy, but then you have to focus on. Okay, and then see you in the class, inshallah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye bye.